Hey guys, welcome back to Cars from Japan. Today in the showroom, we have this wonderful example of a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 1. This was the car that started the entire Mitsubishi Lancer Evo generation. And yeah, it's a bit of a unique car. It's in this great dark pearl green, which is very rare to see as well. We're just gonna have a quick look around the car, show you guys a couple of the features on this car and what makes it stand out from the rest, and go through and see where the lineage of Evolution started as well. Yeah, if we go to the front of the car, over here obviously, the funny thing with these Lancers is from pretty much 1 to 3, they look very similar to a normal GSR Lancer. But with the Evolution, what they sort of did was they changed the front bar, so you got this massive intake here for the front mount. The hood vents as well is unique to the Evo, which is a nice cool touch. All this is obviously to support the power plant of the legendary 4J63. If we come around this side of the car, the interesting part with these is from Evolution 1 to 3 as well, or actually 1 to 4, they didn't come with Brembo brakes, so we've got these little crappy standard Lancer brakes. The side of the car is pretty plain. It's relatively standard Lancer, but in my opinion, it adds to the coolness of this car, because back when this was released, I mean, if you'd just seen it on the road, you wouldn't think anything special. But these things were absolute bullets for their time. And yeah, this pretty much is where they began with their rallying heritage with these cars. And the interesting thing with these cars, compared to cars that come out now, like say a GR Yaris or Corolla, where they're inspired by the rally cars, these were built because they had to build them for rally. Like, it was their regulation back in the Group A rally that they had to produce a certain amount of units of production cars to compete in rally, you know, and they had to use this actual chassis. So that's the cool thing about this era of JDM four-door rally inspired sedans. And yeah, as we come around the back here as well, it's much the same as the front, sort of standard Lancer, but few little touches. You've got the dual tip exhaust, slightly bigger wing, which is what originated the massive wings that we see later in the later generations. And yeah, the only thing that isn't original to this Evo from the exterior is the white Oz Racing wheels, which we actually fitted to it because the standard wheels just look terrible, and we thought it would be a nice little touch to make the car stand out a bit better. All right guys, well, let's see what's under the hood. All right, so here we have the version 1 4J63, so the original 4J63. Now, this wasn't the first Mitsubishi to have this motor. The Galant was actually the first car. Interesting backstory behind that. The Mitsubishi Galant was the predecessor to this for Mitsubishi's rallying sort of division. So they actually used the Galant first with this package, and then decided the Galant's too heavy of a car, so then they decided to shove that powertrain into a Lancer. And then this is where we got the Evo I. So yeah, this was pretty much one of the first 4J63s that they put in their cars. And from this point on, they did evolve the platform. Obviously you can see, compared to the CP and CT Evo shapes, this motor is actually mounted opposite to how they are in the later generations. Usually you'll see this, the cam gears over here will be on this side from CP to CT. So that was the one thing they did change. And over time, turbos got bigger, power outputs got bigger, bottom ends got stronger. So this was really the first base of the motor, and then they just improved from there within the massive production run that they did of these motors. So yeah, very cool powertrain. And yeah. All right, let's go have a look at the interior. Alright guys, so inside the Lancer Evo I, right, so it's pretty basic in here, not much different to a normal Lancer. But the biggest standout is these seats. So we've got the Recaro seats, which yes, Evos did have Recaro seats from the first generation. But as you can see, these are actually a two-piece seat. Three-piece seat. In later generations, they went to a two-piece and they had the harness holes in them. So these was the only ones that came with these three-piece seats, which is pretty cool. Moving on from that, we've also got a Momo steering wheel, which is pretty cool for the time. Nice little design here, very very old school wheel these days. The cluster's relatively the same from a normal Lancer, just with higher tachometer reading for your revs. And what else? We got the 5-speed transmission. All Evos up until Evo 8 were 5-speed. Once they got to the 8MR, they released them in the 6-speed. So yeah, this sort of layout transmission lasted a long time in these cars. Moving on from that, we got the climate control here, which would have been pretty upscale in the 90s, but yeah, that's a nice cool touch. And I think every Evo had climate control bar the RS models and stuff like that, up until all the way to Evo 10. But yeah, it's pretty funny to see. I mean, this would have been a pretty bare bones interior even in the 90s, and it's still bare bones today, but it's got its nice little touches, and it's what makes the Evo the Evo. It was always meant to be a bare bones car, but you know, and they put the money into where the performance stuff is, like the seats and the steering wheel. But yeah. Alright guys, so yeah, that was the Evo I. Yeah, listen, we love these cars, we're passionate about these cars. And Evos is one of our main models that we do at Cars from Japan. And to have something like this in stock is honestly, you know, it doesn't come often, especially one in this condition. Very hard to come by these days. And yeah, it's a great car. Definitely shows like the history and the heritage, and it's just such a cool package. Like, you don't see these, you know, you tend to see the later models more often than these. And yeah, I personally really love this car, and I think it's maybe one of the best they've made, even though it's the original. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and view all our other content online as well. We've been trying to make some more content lately and show you guys all these cool, unique JDM cars that we have in stock, and give you a little backstory behind them, you know, show what they're about, because we do have some rare models here, and we're very passionate about letting people know, you know, about what we have and all this cool stuff that Japan sort of, you know, blacklisted everyone from, that they kept to themselves. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.